Hello, Lisa here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are coming back. What am I trying to say? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time coming by. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be taking a peek at the upcoming Rosewood Tarot by Marco Vasish. And I know there's another creator, and I'm so sorry I don't have the name at the top of my head right now, but it's Vasish and Vasish. You may recognize these names because these are the creators of the Divine Masculine Tarot. And this deck, when they reached out, I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Please let me get my hands on it. So yes, when they offered to send me copies to share with all of you, I was like, yes, 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 yes. Let me show this because I think it's really unique and is definitely going to stand out as something different in the world of all of the things that have been coming out as far as tarot decks go lately. Let's get into it. First of all, can we just talk for a second about the box, because it is an entire experience. If any of you remember what it was like when the Moonchild Tarot first came out and had all that beautiful embossing on the cover, this is like that. There's all of this texture on the box. And there are two decks because there's actually a day and a night version of the Rosewood Tarot. So you'll be able to back for either version or a set of both, I'm assuming is how it's going to work. I will have a link to the Kickstarter down below for you so that you can check it out. But the Kickstarter is, I believe, due to launch in the second half of April. If I have an actual official launch day, I will link that down for you. I will link that for you down below. But I'm super excited about these. I think they're really different and special in the community. And the creators are just lovely. And their artwork is absolutely beautiful. So let's get into it. I'm going to pull these both out. We're going to talk about the production quality because the boxes are identical as far as physical quality and these page edges. This almost has the look. It's meant to look and feel, I think, kind of like wood. And it really does give the vibes. You get this kind of like wood grain effect in the imagery. But then you have all of the texture, which you get on the spine here and on the front. There is also texture, of course, all over the back where every single one of these leaves is actually embossed. That's how it feels anyways. I don't know if it's every single leaf, but it certainly feels like every single leaf. And then the boxes are magnetic, but they're not the wraparound magnetic, yet they're very, like, it's not falling out. Like, they're very secure, but it's a magnet that magnetizes right here. It's very satisfying. It opens and closes like a book. We have Rosewood Tarot graphics in the inside. The inside lid is smooth but has foil detailing. So in the day deck, we get gold foil detailing. And in the night deck, there's silver foil detailing, which is really pretty. So the artwork is the same across both decks, but the coloration and the tones give it a very different feel. So here we have Welcome to the Day, Let the Light Open Your Heart. And then in the night version, we have Welcome to the Night, where the magic illuminates your path. So we're going to do a side-by-side of both of these. Let's talk about the edges. So the day deck has forest green edges. The night deck has these beautiful navy edges. And we can, of course, see the same coloration theme for the back. We have a sun or a moon pictured here on this beautiful tree design. These are gorgeous. I will say that from what I recall, we're going to look at the imagery together. This is a very scenic deck. This is a far stretch, a far cry from like a Rider-Waite Smith clone. These are not that at all. They're very, very scenic. They're very landscapey and naturey, but they're not very people-y or animal-y at all. In fact, I can't remember if there's any people at all. I think there is some that show up, but they're small. So this might be another deck that sort of scratches the itch for those of you who have been interested in a deck kind of like the Majestic Earth Tarot, which is now out of print. Obviously, the style is completely different, but these are very scenic. They're very vast, at least in the majors, if I recall correctly. We're going to find out as we go through them together, but they are very calming to look at. So let's go through the cards. There is spot gloss detailing. I don't know if you can see that. See, as it catches the light. That's the spot gloss detailing for this card on the day version and on the night version. So this is the same artwork, kind of. This one has clouds kind of up in here. This one has clouds down here, but it does appear to be the same mountain. One seen during the day, one seen at night. And oh my gosh, it's such a different vibe. These are so beautiful. So we have, interestingly, there's a sun and the moon in gold foil here. We have a rose, but interestingly, it's in full bloom here. And it's more bud-like. Like it's more like closed up like a bud in the bottom of the night card. So I'll be interested to keep an eye on that. I think that might be the case throughout the majors, the symbol there. So we have this mountain. Then we have sort of a path through these twin peaks happening in the Magician card. I should not pick them up. Let's look at them first. Here we can actually see a figure sort of hiking through this mountain plain. Here, is that is. Okay, so that's actually silver foil detailing kind of on these like mountain peaks. The way that the like moonlight would be reflecting off of the snow gives it this magical shine. So foil and gloss on the cards. That is not, let's see if I can catch the gloss detailing. It's in different spots. So they're not exact duplications of each other, but they're showing the same place, if that makes sense. So here, for example, in the High Priestess, we have this beautiful like moonlight, starlight situation that's going straight down the card in silver foil detailing. But over here, we have a bird flying through. And again, we still have spot gloss details showing up, but in different spots. This would have taken so long to do. I just can't. Here we have the Empress, and we can see the differences. Wow. Sun in the sky, moon in the sky. Here we have the Emperor. So we're very much going through this whole mountain scene. Now I believe, and we're going to play with this at the end, that this actually makes a, what do you call it? A panorama image when you put it all together. So this one actually doesn't feel, yeah, it must be the same, but because of where the spot gloss detailing is, this looks like a much pokier mountain range right there, but here it's kind of covered up by that gloss. I don't know that you need, obviously, both decks, but they do give a very different feel. Here we have the Lovers. I would love to hear the creators. We have a couple actually featured here. You're definitely more likely to see, I've noticed, characters or people show up in the day version of the deck, whereas the night version feels much more empty of people, which I think could be a perk depending on what you're after, right? The Chariot. I would be really interested to hear the creators really talk about where the Rider-Waite-Smith or how the classic tarot interpretations fit with these particular images, because this is absolutely beautiful, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, do I feel like the Hermit? Like, okay, this one does. This feels like this could be the Hermit's view from atop his mountain, which actually makes me wonder. Let's just go, let's do a little spot check here. Let's go back like a few cards. Yeah, let's go to the Emperor. Does this feel like it could be the Emperor's view? Oh wait, that's the Hierophant. Hold on. Let's get the right two cards. Does that feel like that could be the Emperor's view? Sure. Like if we imagined that these characters were all kind of lined up or walking through these mountains together, could this be their individual views? Here we have a figure in the Hermit. So again, we're seeing people in the day cards, but not really in the night cards. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. I am getting like a lot of just beautiful scenery and not a ton of symbolism jumping out at me. And I asked them that question, and I know they're planning to get back to me, so I will try to remember to come back and pin a comment here with any feedback, or maybe they'll watch this and add some feedback and kind of maybe give us some clues as to what we can look for to really see the interpretation in the artwork. Because I mean, right now it's absolutely stunning. And especially if you are the type of reader, here's something to consider. And we don't talk about this type of reader very often, but there's a lot of them out there, a lot of you out there who really, that you know the tarot backwards and forwards. You know what the Hierophant means. You know what the Hanged Man means. And you're not looking to see the same Hanged Man on every card because you already know what the Hanged Man means and you know how you're going to read it. And so the artwork is just something pretty to look at, if that makes sense, while you're interpreting the tarot. And if you're that type of reader, gosh, this is just breathtaking. I do tend to find myself wanting to look for a hint at the Rider-Waite-Smith meaning. And so far in the majors, I'm not necessarily seeing it. We have these mountain scenes. They're really, really beautiful. And that's what I'd be curious to hear from the creators about. But gosh, these are so pretty. Maybe I'm just a sucker for beautiful things. Maybe this is what we're finding out about me. I mean, I guess that's not really a surprise. Look at the paintings though. They're absolutely stunning. Like the tower. It's much more peaceful in the night version. And in the star, we still have a daytime scene for the day deck, which is interesting. But in the nighttime deck, we can actually see a star. It's fascinating. Here we have the moon. We're going to have to lay these out in a minute and just test some of the panoramic situation. Here we have the sun. So the sun is, of course, missing from the night deck, but we can see the potential for it to be rising. We see some like hints maybe at the dawn in the background. Here we have Judgment. I would just love to hear the creators or read the creators talk about it. And maybe they get into this in the Kickstarter campaign page. That would be really cool. If they talk a little bit about how these represent their meanings, like how in what way do the scenes sort of tie the two together. I feel like a guidebook for this would be really good. Now, I didn't see a guidebook, obviously, in the deck. I don't know if there's going to be a digital. You'll have to refer to the campaign page for those details. Now, the campaign page that I linked down below, if the Kickstarter's not live yet, which it probably won't be when this video goes up, if the Kickstarter is not live yet, make sure you click that sign up to be notified button. Just like hopefully you've done for my deck. Y'all have done that for my deck, right? You've signed up to be notified for the Unicorn's Journey Tarot. Yeah, same. So make sure you sign up for it. If you're interested in this one, make sure you sign up so you know when it goes live. So we're now into the Minor Arcana. So before we go down that rabbit hole, let's just pull out. I'm going to do this with a day deck. I'm pretty sure this is meant to be panoramic. So let's see if we can connect these. So there's the Magician. Yep, they are connecting. They are connecting. It's not, oh wow, yeah, they're definitely connecting. Look at this. It kind of actually, seeing it this way makes me feel like maybe the vibe is like the journey you're taking through this mountain valley. Like, where are you ending up? How are you getting there? How far along are you through this journey? Let's do the Lovers to the Chariot. This one feels a little bit less connected. That one feels connected. The Hermit. I wonder if the idea is that like any combination of cards are going to feel like they could be connected. You know what I mean? Like let's mix it up a little bit. Let's put let me pick these up, kind of put them together. Let's pick the Star and the Hanged Man and put them side by side. And you can make a case for these being connected, right? Yep. The Moon and Death. Temperance, and the Sun. Maybe a little less so, but even still, even this reflection, I feel like this is hard to do as an artist, to like get the images to where they can kind of connect like that. So those are the majors. Let me set that as, oh, let's not mix the two decks, Lisa. That would be not good. Okay, we're good now. Set these aside. Okay, let's take a look now at the air suit. Let's do a little flip through and see what we see. Okay, so we're still in the mountains for the Ace of Air, and now we have a different plant shown here. Okay, so we're still in the mountains. Why did I think we were not going to stay in the mountains? But now we're in very much a summary view of the mountains. So I feel like oh, look at the tree. And the Four of Air, that's beautiful. And the Five of Air. I'm just looking at the, now the spot gloss details feel like more movement. They feel like there's more movement in the spot gloss details, like it's actual air movement. Here we have the Six of Air, which I normally look for water in, right? So it's very interesting. We just got these beautiful scenes. I'm wondering if having a lot of cards out on the table, how that's going to feel to read. But I have to admit, y'all, I'm going to be totally transparent. I just am so in awe of the artwork. It's so beautiful. And I remembered the artwork, the quality of the artwork of the Divine Masculine Tarot. That deck itself wasn't necessarily for me. I just wasn't drawn to it. But the artwork quality was just stunning, and this has that same quality. I interrupt today's walkthrough to talk about my own stuff, because that's what I'm doing. This is the Unicorn's Journey Tarot. It is my deck, and it is either about to launch on Kickstarter or has already launched, depending on when this video comes out. So one of those two things will be true. So make sure you check the link down below to be notified of my Kickstarter for the Unicorn's Journey Tarot. Totally different vibes than the Rosewood Tarot. But this is my deck. I'm very, very excited about it, very proud of it, and I cannot wait to have it in all of your hands. So if you are into some unicorn vibes, some storybook vibes, some self-worth vibes, it's probably for you. Yes, I sound like a commercial. Yes, I feel awkward as fuck right now. But this is how it works, y'all. I want you to know about it. I want you to know that it exists. And I also have a little sneaky peek, a little test print of a guidebook. The guidebook is fully written. The guidebook is laid out. It is designed. We have a couple small corrections and tweaks to make to it. The cover is roughly planned out. This is not the final version, but it's very close. And I'm very excited. The guidebook is going to fit in the box with the cards in a nice sturdy box. And I cannot wait. There's going to be a mini available in the Kickstarter. It's going to be a whole thing. I'm very, very, very proud of all of this. So whether it has not yet launched or has already launched. Please make sure you check out the Kickstarter link down below if you're interested in my deck, but be sure and also check out the Rosewood Tarot Day and Night Edition. Thank you for putting up with my little plug. Okay, back to our walkthrough. Oh, I love the Ace of Earth. Look at that. It's so beautiful. It might be a really cool deck too to pair with something really people-y. Like what if you paired something like this with even just the classic Rider-Waite-Smith, or with like, I don't know, a deck like the Tarot of Oneness that kind of puts you in perspective. I don't know. I have feelings. And we get lots of trees through the Earth cards. Fallen tree in the Four of Earth. Look at the shooting star. I just really think these are beautiful. The cardstock is really lovely. It's got that matte lamination feel. A little bit, we'll see how it shuffles. It does feel a little bit rose petal-y, like it's got that soft touch. That really rose petal, it's very smooth. It's not that really grippy rose petal. Like you can see the cards are moving, right? But that really is wonderful for highlighting the contrast with the spot gloss and the foil. So here we have the Seven of Earth, the 8, the 9, the Cliff Edge, and the 10. All right. So the quartz are renamed. Did I not notice this with the air cards? I might not have. So we have the Dream of Earth for the Page energy, the Action of Earth for the Night energy. Oh, I love Keeper for the Queens. That's a great keyword for the Queen. And Wisdom for the Kings. Oh, I really like that. Oh, we get Out of the Mountains for the Fire suit. So we've spent a good portion of the deck really in the mountains, but we are now in, looks like the forest, in the fire suits, the wand suit. So there's our ace. Oh, I love this. 2, 3, 4. The Weeping Willow. Oh my God. Is this part of the same? Wait, do these make panoramas too? I think they do. Okay, so there's the 5. We'll test that in a minute. The 6, the 7, the 8, the 9. This has got a more fall vibe just because of the lighting, and this has a more summer vibe. There's the 10. There's our Page of Fire, the Dream. Action for the Night energy. Keeper for the Queen energy. And Wisdom for the King energy. Oh, is the water going to be all waterfalls? This just like literally made my heart stop for a second. That is so stunning. Oh, look at this. So we're back to trees. I don't see the obvious water, but it looks much more, I mean, look at this. It's so magical. So we had the waterfall. Now we have the trees. We're back to trees again. So we have the 3 of water. The colors, though. I'm really drawn to the colors in the night deck. It's very magical. Oh my gosh. The 5 of water. We have a family of deer. The 6 of water. The 7 of water. The 8 of water. I really want to see these ones laid out. The 9 of water. It's really pretty. Sorry if you can hear my laundry. The 10 of water. The Dream of water. Action. So there's our knight. Keeper. That's our queen. And, oh, Wisdom. There's our king. Okay, I'm going to take the night deck this time, and I'm going to lay it out. And we're just going to see. I'm just going to lay Ace, 2. Oh, this one fits together really beautifully. 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm going to go, I guess I could start from 5, just kind of keep the connection going. 5, 6. So this one doesn't feel like it connects as well down here at the bottom. 7, 8. And I might be making this up. Maybe they're not supposed to connect. Some of them do and some of them seem not to. So maybe groups of them are supposed to. 8, 9, and 10. Okay. And let's see the quartz. So we have the dream, the action, the keeper, and the wisdom. And here you can really see the difference in sort of how the water is moving. And I feel the energetic quality of the court cards, right? The page feels kind of small, like a small trickle here, smaller streams of water. The action feels very movement-y. The queen, or excuse me, the keeper feels very like steady and like aligned. And then the wisdom is like really big. That's cool. That's cool to see the progression. Okay, let's do a shuffle. And then let's see if I've got any other details I can share about this campaign. Really nice. It's got that little bit of grippiness that a slightly rose petal finish has, but y'all, this is not the rose petal finish of olden days where it was really fuzzy feeling. This is definitely got movement. Like it's not, you see how it fans? It's not super clumpy. It's going to stick a little, right? Because that's what rose petal does, but you couldn't fan the old rose petal decks we used to complain about. So if that bugs you, but anyway, let's shuffle. And then I'm going to take a quick look at their email that they sent me. See if there's any other details I can share with you about this and about the premise and the idea behind it. Yeah, the box is really nice. Okay, let's take a look. I'll be right. Let me just take a look and see if there's any other details I can share. Okay, so there's a couple details that I want to share that I can share about the structure of the deck. So first of all, the major arcana are represented by roses. So every suit is represented by a flower. So we have roses in the majors. In the air suit, this is represented by the Edelweiss or Edelweiss flower. The earth suit is represented by orchids. So that's an orchid. And then the fire suit is represented by a marigold. And then the water suit is a lotus. So that's kind of a cool little Easter egg. So they also say here that the idea is that the day deck represents one single landscape or one scene out in open nature with one or more main characters, except instead of people, the main characters are more like trees, rocks, rivers, waterfalls, mountains, winter landscapes, etc. In the night deck, oh, they're herbs. Okay, so instead of flowers, they are herbs. So the major arcana, though I thought was still roses. I'm pretty sure the major arcana is still roses, just shows them more closed up. So in the night deck, the air suit is represented by lavender. So that's a lavender flower. The water suit is represented by thyme. Let's see. The fire suit is rosemary. And the earth suit is sage. So that's kind of cool. That's a neat association. So let me give some of my final thoughts. From a production quality standpoint, these decks are really, really beautiful. They shuffle nicely. They feel aesthetically nice. The boxes feel incredibly cool. They really are very, very highly textured. They're neat. So from a production quality standpoint, I freaking love it. From a reading with it standpoint, I don't know. That's going to remain to be seen. It's very calming to sit with and to look at. I'm not getting a lot intuitively from the images because there's not a lot of characters. And I do find that that's true of a lot of decks that are more nature-based that don't show people or characters that can interact with one another the way that people do. And that's partly just based on my reading style. I think if you're somebody that reads in a more rote way where you really just know what each card is and you want to look at beautiful, beautiful artwork while you read, I think that these are going to be really lovely, especially if you're drawn to landscape style artwork. This is gorgeous. One of the things I find that I do when I'm reading is I look, though, for interactions between characters, even if they're natural elements, and I do struggle a little bit to see them so far in this deck. So the proof will definitely be in the pudding. I feel like this might be a really beautiful deck to read with in combination with other decks. I think that could be really cool. I really think it's beautiful. I really think they're beautiful. I have to admit, that's it. That's it. I'm a little bit like that, though. I like me some pretty artwork, and these are gorgeous. We really get two different moods and two different vibes with the day versus the night. In fact, let's lay out. Let's just see what that looks like when you see multiple cards laid out. Let's shuffle a bit each deck. I don't think I've shuffled my day deck, so let me shuffle the day deck. And we'll just lay out a few cards just to see what it looks like kind of in a spread. All right. So let's put 3 of Earth. Ooh, the Star and the Eight of Fire. Okay, I was a little nervous that these were going to look very kind of like homogenous on the table, but actually these cards have a lot of variety in what the color looks like how it kind of feels energetically. Earth definitely is feeling earthy to me here. And the fire is feeling fiery. Let's lay down some more on top. So we have a water card, another water card. Those feel watery. Okay, okay, okay. There's the moon in the center, the sun, and the Seven of Fire. Yeah, I'm feeling the water. The majors do stand out here with the mountains, like the vistas. And then the fire suit does feel kind of golden and fiery. I'm curious if the night deck feels the same. So here's some air decks, or air decks. There's an air card, Hanged Man, fire card, water card. This one doesn't feel as watery to me because I'm not seeing the water as easily. Okay, so that's kind of how that feels when we lay it out. Let's take a look at the night deck and see what we feel about that. Let's just check it out. All right. There's an air card in the center. Judgment. Another air card. Wisdom of Air, Keeper of Air. So that's the Queen and the King. So they do kind of line up beautifully together. There's the Dream of Fire. And the Three of Fire. These are very soothing to look at. I keep getting like distracted by the soothingness of it, the calmness of it. But I will say, oh, there's one that really stands out for a color differential. Here's a fire card, an earth card, another earth card, another fire card, and the Lovers. These ones don't, even though, like when I look at them through the camera lens, they feel like they jump out as having a lot of different coloration across them. In person, these ones feel a little bit less distinct than the day deck did, which makes sense because, of course, we've got a lot of blue and purple lighting coming on through the night deck, whereas in the day deck, there was a lot more variety in the lighting and the colors we were seeing. There is variety here. Like here we have a fire card. The fire cards tend to be a lot more golden across both decks, which is really cool. So yeah, I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Is this something that's speaking to you? Is this something you're really called to play with, to get to know? If so, make sure that you click the link to be notified of their Kickstarter launch. These are both beautiful, beautiful decks. The production quality is lovely. And these guys have put out beautiful work in the past. So I know that the quality is really good. It's just going to be interesting to see how these sort of work themselves into my rotation or work themselves into the way that I read, but they are very, very beautiful. So this is the Rosewood Tarot Day and Night decks by the creators of the Divine Masculine Tarot. Again, I will have a link to their Kickstarter page, pre-launch page down below. Make sure you click that link if you want to be notified when this campaign goes live. Thank you so much to the creators for sending this to me so that I could share it with all of you. As always, an extra, extra big thank you goes out to my Unicorn Fam channel members. Thank you so much for supporting my work here, and to everybody watching my videos. I appreciate you so, so much. You spending your time with me is what makes the whole thing work here, and I appreciate it. I love spending this time with you all. So thank you so, so much. And until next time, may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye.